The first time I saw her, she was half buried in the wreckage of a downed alien craft, bleeding silver from a gash on her side. I wasn't supposed to be out that far. I was a field engineer for Outpost Omega on the planet Galvan 9. Mostly, I repaired comms towers and patched the occasional cracked solar panel. Nothing heroic. But that morning I'd been tracking an energy spike, something unusual, something not human. And that's when I found her. Her armor was torn, iridescent plating scorched black by the crash. Her body, tall, sinewy, and covered in dark blue skin that shimmered like stars, trembled with every shallow breath. I almost turned back. She wasn't human. But then she opened her eyes, burning gold, full of defiance, and muttered something in her alien tongue. She reached for a dagger at her hip. "I'm not your enemy." I raised my hands. "I'm here to help." Her hand dropped. Her eyes fluttered closed. He passed out. I hauled her back to my rover and strapped her in, unsure if I was saving her or kidnapping her. Every protocol screamed that I should call Central Command and report the contact, but something about her couldn't. Not yet. I stabilized her with my med kit. Human tech wasn't meant for her biology, but I did my best. Sealed the wound, stopped the bleeding, pumped her with a universal antibiotic. For 3 days, she lay unconscious in my shelter. I rationed my food and water, monitored her vitals, and slept on the floor so she could have the cot. On the 4th day she woke up. She sat bolt upright, hands clenched into claws, eyes scanning the shelter like a trapped animal. "Been making tea." "Hey, you're safe," I said gently. She glared at me. "You are human." "Yep. Name's Devon." She didn't respond. Her gaze darted to the door, then to the supplies I'd gathered, then to the medical patch on her side. "I saved you," I said softly. "Your ship crashed. You were hurt badly. You should have left me to die." "Well," I scratched my beard awkwardly, "that's not really my style." She looked at me for a long moment. Then, without warning, she dropped to one knee, head bowed. "I am Azkara, daughter of the second moon. You have spared my life. By my people's law, I owe you a debt greater than death. I am yours." "Wait, what?" She looked up. "You saved me. Now I must bind myself to you. It is our way. You will take me as your mate." I coughed so hard I nearly choked on my tea. Over the next few days, I tried to explain that humans didn't really go for that whole life debt marriage thing. But Azkara was stubborn. Apparently her species, the Valari, were deeply honor-bound. Saving a warrior, especially a noble-born one, was tantamount to a sacred bond. "You don't understand, Devon," she said as she adjusted to my habitat. "I cannot return to my people. Not without honoring the life debt. They would cast me out. Or worse. You don't even know me. I know that you chose mercy over apathy, kindness over instinct. That is more than most of my kind ever show." There was a quiet sadness in her voice. Caught me off guard. "Besides," she added, "you brew good tea." Azkara began to adapt quickly. She was brilliant, curious, and always 2 steps ahead. Within a week, she had reprogrammed my drone to speak basic Valari and improved my rover's fuel efficiency by 12%. I watched her with fascination. She wasn't just a warrior. She was a scientist, a thinker, a strategist. And she never once treated me like I was weaker, even though I knew she could snap my arm with 2 fingers. At night, we'd sit outside under the alien moons. She told me about her world, how the Valari Empire had expanded too far, too fast, how internal factions had turned against one another. She had been sent as part of a recon team to prepare Galvan 9 for annexation. Her crash had not been accidental. I was targeted, she said one night. Political enemies. They wanted me dead. Guess I really did save you then. She turned to me, eyes shining. More than once. Eventually, Command found out. A patrol detected residual energy signatures from her crash. They came to investigate. I couldn't hide her forever. When the soldiers showed up at my shelter, Kara stood beside me, not as a fugitive but as my partner. This woman is under my protection, I told the commander. She's not a threat. She's Valerie, the officer scoffed. Their kind has attacked 3 colonies in the last 2 years. She's not like them. She helped me. Saved me even. Kara stepped forward. I can provide intel on Valerie operations. I seek no war, only safety. And a future here. It took 3 hours of negotiation and a call to High Command, but eventually they agreed to let her stay. Provisionally. Under surveillance. Technically as an informant, but I knew the truth. She wasn't staying for Earth. She was staying for me. Months passed. Kara learned English fluently and enrolled in a science collaboration program with human engineers. We moved to a proper colony zone, shared an apartment with reinforced walls. Her idea in case of assassins. She insisted on learning how to cook Terran food, though she always seasoned it like a battlefield ration. We were close now. Very close. But she never brought up the word marriage again. Not until the day I got injured. A power relay exploded during an equipment test. I woke up in the medbay, burned, bandaged and groggy. And there she was, holding my hand, eyes full of panic. Devin, you should have let me handle the core bypass. Why did you take the risk? Because you always do, I whispered. She leaned in, resting her forehead against mine. I thought I'd lost you. Again. You didn't. She took a deep breath. Then I ask you now, not out of debt but out of choice. Will you be mine? Truly. Smiled. I thought you'd never ask. The wedding was small. Just a few human friends and one Valerie exile who had defected years ago. Kara wore ceremonial armor polished to a mirror sheen. I wore my engineer's jacket and a smile that wouldn't fade. Somewhere out there, her enemies still hunted her. The Valerie Empire might one day return. But for now we had each other. We'd saved one another in more ways than one. And under the twin suns of Galvan 9, I married the woman who once tried to die with a blade in her hand, and instead chose to live with her heart in mine.